Welcome to our seventh and last session on my masterpiece, my family. So I know you're all excited to, in a certain sense, get through this and finally reach the big conclusion. You know, whenever we go through any of these series, getting to the end always, in a sense, should be the goal, because that's when you're kind of accumulating to the best part. So let's place ourselves in God's hands, and we will hope that you all find this to be the best part. You know, one of the things that Pope Francis mentions during his catechesis on the family is a temptation that I think a lot of us can fall into, and it's this. Sometimes we feel like, why does God even give us this big plan that's just a burden? Why doesn't he just kind of let us do whatever we feel like doing? Is the family where we're kind of locked into each other, and I'm locked into this marriage and I'm not allowed to get out of, and I'm kind of stuck with these kids and they're stuck with me, isn't that just kind of a burden, and doesn't that keep me away from being able to be free and do all the things that I always wanted to do? And the Holy Father's got a pretty resounding answer. He says, no, the family is not a source of, if you want, bondage. It is a source of liberation, because it frees us from our selfishness. It frees us from those things that make us close in. It opens us up to other people. And in that encounter with other people, in that encounter of openness, that's where we find joy. That's where we find the thing that this is what I was really made for. You know, one of the things that the Pope talks about is this. He says the family has a mission. The family has a real mission in life. And one of the first missions he talks about, he says, is overcoming what he calls the desertification of our cities. In other words, he refers to our cities as kind of big deserts. Now, if you look at a place like Manhattan, in a certain sense, you say, how in the world can this be a desert? It is the most alive, kind of crawling with life place imaginable, and furthermore, it's surrounded by water. So what is the Holy Father talking about? Well, a desert in the sense that so often in a big city, in a place, like Manhattan, for example, it is so easy to become anonymous. And when we become anonymous, we don't have human relationships anymore. And when there is no human relations, there's no love. There's no love. And that is the sense. It is a desert of love. It becomes a desert of meaning if we are not careful. Now, the cities don't have to be that way. And the church and the family have a mission precisely to transform these human societies, especially our cities, for example, into oases of God's love, into oasis where people find authentic human kind of relationships, authentic human meaning. And in order to do that, how does the family have its mission? Well, we have the same mission as the church, and that's the way we need to think of the family. We mentioned in one of the previous episodes that the church refers to the family as the domestic church, or in other words, the church of the household. See, for the Catholic Church, we don't look at the family and just say, well, it's a convenient way of organizing people. It's some biological need. Obviously, if you need to have new generations of life, okay, well, there's a father and a mother, and it's convenient to raise them, obviously, because it takes a while for kids to become self-sufficient. The church looks at the family as something much more. The church says, you have a mission. You have a mission and you have a dignity to be like the Catholic Church, the entire church in miniature. You have a mission to educate new generations of people in the faith, to be a place where holiness of life is lived, to be a place where there is love, where there are warm relationships, and where God is at the center, where our relationship with God as individuals is united to our relationship with God as a community. And as a community, we build each other up, we offer the best that we have to each other, we complete what is lacking in each other. And the thing is, if our families live that sense of mission, if our families have a mentality that we are there for other people, we are there for each other, we will become contagious. The family will reach out beyond itself. The Holy Father says our families and our churches need to be places, he says, with open doors. Our families and our parishes. He refers to the family and parish almost in the same way. He says, these are the two places in society where relationships of love that lead us closer to God should be constantly felt. Families and churches. These are the ways, through the family and through the parish, he says, these are the primary ways that the deserts of the city should be transformed into oasis. And for those deserts to be transformed, we need to have open doors so that, first of all, anyone who is looking can come in and be welcome and feel welcome. And secondly, those doors should be open so that we will also go out to the world that is waiting for us. You know, the Holy Father uses very strong language. He says, a church, and the same thing can apply to a family, who does not have open doors, a church with closed doors, should be referred to as a museum, not as a church. So, how are we going to live our mission as parish and as a family? Well, I think there's 3 different levels in which we are going to live our mission. Each one of us has a personal mission. Each one of us lives in a family, and that family has a mission. And as a parish, we also have a mission. And the missions all complement each other. It is to create atmospheres of love and to bring that love to other people and invite other people to join us in this atmosphere of love. So as an individual, what is my mission? I need to be a saint. Families cannot become saints. Only individual human beings can become saints. And the family is in function of helping me as an individual, and each one of us helping all the other individuals to become saints. Okay? So my mission is to be a saint and to help as many other people around me to be saints. The family's mission, therefore, is to create a climate in which a given community of people who are related to each other in this covenant that we call family and matrimony help each other to become saints. And that family, like we say, a true family where God is truly being lived there, it becomes contagious. It's just part of who you are. Every family communicates something about who they are. And if the family is a Christ-centered community, it will transmit itself to others. And whenever your friends come over or other people come over, it just communicates itself. And they will see the radiance and the charity and the happiness and the peace that's being lived there. And finally, the parish also has a mission. That mission is, what's the same as the church itself, to transform society for Christ. And that's why the parish has those open doors to welcome in sinners, to offer the spiritual nourishment of the sacraments, to offer the spiritual nourishment of preaching, hopefully good, of the Word of God, to be a community where people can gather and nourish each other and build each other up in the faith. And in St. Peter, St. Denis, what do? Well, the Holy Father is asking us, for example, to have works of mercy throughout the year. So one way that we as a parish are going to live this mission is we have 7 different moments throughout the year for the works of mercy. By the time you watch this video, we will have already finished our first work of mercy of feeding the poor. There are 6 more coming. And we ask you, don't limit yourselves. You guys are capable of coming up with more works of mercy, of doing on a big or a small scale, organizing things on your own. We don't need to wait for Father Jose Felix, St. Peter, St. Denis, or even the bishop or cardinal or whatever to invite us. This is what it means to be a family in mission, to be a parish in mission. So my invitation to all of you, as individuals, let's get active in our outreach opportunities, our apostolates, especially these works of mercy. As families, let's bring the rest of your family to these missions. And as a parish, let's get behind these activities so that we can really be a service to the community. We can bring Christ's face to the community and transmit his love to all of those people who are hungering for it. Let's make this the conclusion of our cycle on the family, a cycle in which we see that we have been bonded together by God's love to bring his love to others. God bless you all.